evening, Hometalk friends. Thank you for joining us for another Hometalk Live. My name is Mary Hoover, and I'm a blogger, and my website is Mission to Save, missiontosave.com. And tonight we have a fun DIY for you. All of the things tonight are going to be using pool noodles, okay? So we love pool noodle projects. We're gonna jump right in, okay? So as you're joining me, make sure you let me know where you are from. I am from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. My husband is with me filming tonight. So we're from Ohio. Let us know where you're from. So as I told you, my website is all about saving money. And so sometimes those wreath forms can be really expensive. And so what I have found is that, excuse me while I rip the tape, all right, that using a pool noodle, okay, that I found at the dollar store, $1 for this pool noodle, can make a wreath form very easy, very cheap, okay? So all I do is take some tape. This is mailing tape, but you can use duct tape, or any kind of tape you have, okay? And so I just start by taking a simple piece of tape and wrapping it around the pool noodle to make a circle, okay? Like, how simple is that, right? So I do put several layers of the tape around that connection, just so that we make it really sturdy. But I will tell you another thing about myself and my DIY style. I hate glue guns, okay? So if you are joining me, don't forget to tell me where you're from. Also, on our DIY lives for Home Talk, we love to give away prizes. And so tonight, for our prize, we're going to be giving away a Hometalk tote bag. I want you to tell me in the comments below what project you are going to be DIYing this summer, okay? So whatever project it is this summer that you're going to be DIYing, make sure you leave that in the comments below. We want to hear what kind of fun projects you have working on this summer. So leave those in the comments below, and we're going to give away a prize tonight. But for my DIY style, I really don't like a hot glue gun, okay? I have a love-hate relationship with it, so I try to stay away from them, okay? So I don't hot glue on my pool noodle. I just use the tape, all right? So I am taking this pool noodle and I am just taping it up with good old-fashioned mailing tape or duct tape to make a pool noodle wreath form, okay? So this wreath form right here, see, I have my wreath form all ready to go, and this costs me $1 and then a little bit of tape, right? So if you're loving that, we want to see the hearts on that, right? We want to see the thumbs up and the likes on that. We want you to share this video with your friends because you're like, oh my goodness, pool noodle wreath form, why didn't I think of that, right? So you can see a couple of the things I've already made. I made this sort of patriotic one where we've left some of the red pool noodle. You can see it through on this one. And on this one, I've used yarn and we've covered up the pool noodle so you can't even see the noodle anymore. So all of those like burlap wreaths that you've seen, you could use the pool noodle and you're gonna cover it up. And again, why I love using the pool noodle is because I don't have to use my hot glue. I can use pins to pin into my noodle form, okay? So with this fun orange color, I thought it would be fun to make one for my daughter, okay? So fun orange and pink. So I've got some fun things like tulle and fabric and flowers. This is a fun little butterfly. We've got these buttons. The fun thing about the buttons that I'm gonna show you in a bit, again, because we're not gonna use any hot glue, because I hate the hot glue, is we're gonna use straight pins through the buttons. So those are fun to use on the pool noodle, okay? So don't forget, if you're joining me, we have a giveaway tonight on our Home Talk Live, and the question is, what are you DIYing this summer? So, and if you see anybody coming in and they're telling us what they're DIYing, let me know what they are DIYing. And also let us know where you are from. I am from Ohio. So you may be saying, but I don't like the look of the tape, okay? So the tape is going to get covered up by whatever you are using on your wreath. So like on this one, it's covered up by the fabric. On this one, it's covered up by the yarn. So I'm going to show you my hanger for this one is going to get covered up with the tape at the end, but we'll do that one at the end, okay? So we're going to use this fun tool, this kind of fun pink tool. And again, don't like the hot glue guns. If you are like me and you don't like the hot glue guns, I want people commenting on that. I want you to agree with me. Say, I'm with you, Mary. They burn my fingers. I don't like them. Come on, who's with me on the not liking the hot glue guns? Okay, so
looks like Lori Tuttle and a couple others.
Okay, some others are with me. Okay, so I actually like these little T-pins that you can get at the dollar store as well. Okay, so inexpensive crafting supplies at the dollar store, and I just am going to pin through the back side of my wreath to start my tool. Okay.
Wisconsin,
is joining us. Pennsylvania,
Phoenix, Arizona.
I love it. Any more Buckeyes joining us? Any more Ohio folks? Okay, what I love about the tool on this one is that you can kind of still see the pool noodle through it. And on a little girl's wreath for my daughter here, it almost looks kind of glittery through the tool. Okay, so we're kind of getting this fun orange color through this hot pink tool. Okay, so we're just gonna wrap it around, and it doesn't have to be super particular, super.
North Germany is with us.
Germany, I love it. That's another thing I love about these Hometalk Lives is we get people from all over the world joining us, and I just love that because DIY is international, right? DIY is, you don't have to, it's a common language. We all can speak DIY, so I love that. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And we want to hear what projects you're working on this summer, too. What kind of projects you have that you're DIYing this summer. That's our giveaway question for tonight.
Beer cap holder for Father's Day.
Ooh, Father's Day is coming up this weekend, so we've got a beer cap holder.
I like that one.
Oh, my husband says he likes that one, of course. Of course. It's a little too late for me to work on that one for you, dear. But we like to hear those fun things. Okay, so as I'm going, I'm just kind of wrapping this around, making a fun.
Susan's just gonna relax, she says, and enjoy the day.
Okay, all right, relax, enjoy the day. Okay, so we're just wrapping this around. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this tool so I can show you what I do on the end when I have, when I'm doing this kind of thing on my pool noodles, okay? So because I'm not using my hot glue gun and I'm just using pins, the way I like to cover up the ends.
Dawn loves the color combination.
Okay, yes, the color combination is super fun. Very summery, very girl. She's a preteen, so she's gonna love these colors, okay? So the way I like to cover this up is, and although I don't like the hot glue guns, I still just poked myself with a pin. How crazy is that? The things that happen when we're DIYing. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to take a piece of ribbon and I like to put that on the end of where I have whatever fabric or tool that I have, and it kind of finishes off the end, okay? So you can see it in this piece that I have back here as well. I have finished off the end, so you can't see the rough edges, and I'm just gonna pin it off on the back side. I'm just gonna pin it off on the back side with a straight pin.
Ooh, Dawn says she's gonna do a nice basket and decorate them with shampoos and conditioner.
Okay, I like that, I like that. We've got Father's Day ideas. How about some just general DIY ideas too, okay? We wanna hear all of those ideas. Okay, so on these ends, I'm just kind of finishing off the ends with a piece of ribbon so that it kind of makes it kind of like a completed side, kind of finishes off the edges of that tool. And again, I'm just using pins on those edges. Okay, and again, I love that it is this foam because we can just poke right into it. So another thing you can do is use, again, another dollar store item, okay? So these are flowers that I picked up at the dollar store, and so I'm just gonna snip off the end, okay? When you snip them off, then they become kind of sharp on the end. Okay, see that? They become kind of sharp on the end. And then you can just poke them through. Okay, you just poke them right through. Just like you would do on your regular wreath form, right? Just like you do on a foam wreath form that you spent a lot more money on, right? But this noodle one was only $1, okay? And it's a super fun color, right? So we're gonna just poke those through like that, okay?
Got some gardeners out there.
Oh, gardeners out there, I love that. So we probably got some gardening DIY going on. And I'm gonna clip on this butterfly right onto the flowers.
Angela's working on a birdhouse.
Angela's working on a birdhouse. I like that idea. Some great DIY projects going on. Thank you for adding those. Okay, so you can just see, we can add all kinds of things around on our pool noodle. I wanted to show you what you can do with these buttons as well. So like I was saying, because we have this pool noodle that you can poke right through, I love to see what you can do with these buttons. Okay, you can stack them. You can stack the buttons on top of each other, and then you just poke them through. And then you could kind of do like a little cluster of buttons over here with these cute little, now I'm using yellow topped pins, but you could use pearls or any kind of fun tops on your pins, right? So, and these also have
Amber's going to be painting her bedrooms in her new house.
Okay, painting bedrooms. That's a great DIY, home improvement. We do lots of home improvement around this house. I like to rope my hubby into doing those things with me as well. So, of course, so these are little buttons that have the little back side where you thread it through. So I'm just threading the pin through the back side on these. So we can just make a little cluster of buttons as well. So
how's the weather out there?
Okay, so somebody's asking how the weather is. It's beautiful here in Ohio. So I don't know where it is, how it is in your neck of the woods, but hopefully it's beautiful where you are too. So as you can see on the pool noodle, you can use so many different things just by pinning it on. We've got ribbon and tulle. We were able to poke those fun flowers right through the pool noodle, and I just clipped on this little butterfly. He has a little alligator clip on the back of him. We can just clip him right on there too. And so you can really easily throw this together. Let me show you how
lots of people sharing your video.
Oh,
Maria.
thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, okay? We love it when you share the video. Tell your friends all about it. That's awesome. Okay, so this is how you can also cover up that tape. All right, so I have a nice piece of ribbon.
There's a question, did you use packing tape to secure the ends of the ribbon?
I did. This is just packing tape, clear packing tape. So I have also used this kind of sort of brownish packing tape before. If you have silver duct tape, you can use that. If you have colored duct tape, that fun printed duct tape, you can use that and incorporate it into your wreath. I have seen people do that where part of the duct tape shows and it has a print on it. You could totally do that, and then you don't even have to cover up where you have created, where you have attached your two pieces together. So let me show you here how we're just gonna cover that up though, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of this, and I want this to be on the back side. I'm having to do this backwards here, okay? This is coming up on the back side because this is gonna be part of my hanger. And so I'm gonna pin it on the back side to start with, and I'm gonna kind of put it off to one side, okay? Do you see how it's off center from where the packing tape has started, okay? Because I'm gonna kind of wrap this, okay? So I'm starting it here, and I'm just gonna start to wrap it around, and I'm just gonna cover that right up, and then this is gonna become the hanger.
Just a reminder to have everybody like it if they're gonna try this video.
Yes, please be liking this fun project, right? This could be for a team, this color combination. This is fun summer colors, and really what we're really showing you here is that you can use a pool noodle to make a wreath form, okay? So you can make any kind of wreath that you want, whether it's patriotic or spring or fall, any season. But really the idea here is you're using the pool noodle to use as your wreath form.
Lots of likes. It's like Cheryl Formel liked it.
Yes, and it's super cheap. That's what I love, right? So I got this at the Dollar Tree. So it was only $1, right? Instead of having to pay, what do we usually pay for wreath forms, ladies and gentlemen, right? A lot more than $1, okay? So it's so much less expensive than what we pay at the store, right? Okay, so did you see how I just wrapped it around, right? And so now this is my hanger. I can make this as my hanger. I will just, I didn't leave enough at the top. So I might have to pull out the old hot glue gun to hot glue this at the top right here. I could also use a cute little brooch pin to pin it together if I don't want to use my hot glue gun. Hey, let's just improvise. Let's use a straight pin and let's use a button. Look here, I'll improvise and I won't even have to use, okay? So I've used, and I'll take down this other, but you can see how we can do so many different kinds of wreaths by using our pool noodle, okay? All different kinds, but I did want to show you all kinds of things that you can pin into the noodle by using it because it's that foam, and also by just as simple as using that tape to put it together, okay? So that is one thing that you can do with a pool noodle to use for your decor, is you can make a really inexpensive wreath form. And again, using all kinds of different material on your wreath, whether it's yarn or flowers or burlap or fabric on those. Another thing I wanna show you is how easy it is to cut these pool noodles, okay? So the next thing I'm going to show you is a fun little project where we're going to make little Tealight holders, okay? And the trick on this is using a butter knife or serrated knife, okay? So these are bread knives, you know, with the serration on them, right? So this is the key to cutting a pool noodle, okay? And what I also love is that you can find some of these pool noodles. Andy, if you can get it down this right here. We want to see some hearts and likes on this one. I wish they still had the interaction symbol that was the flowers, right? Remember when they had that where it was like thankful and it would show up as flowers? Because everybody would be using the flowers one on this one right now, okay? So this pool noodle kind of is shaped in a flower, okay? So what is fun about that is when you cut it, it looks like a flower. And so actually on this wreath, I've used it, it was hidden in this wreath. I've used it as one of the items I put on there. So it makes really fun decor pieces. So let me show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna make little Tealight holders, okay? And so it is as easy as, I dropped my flower one.
Make sure you're hearting and sharing.
Okay, lots, yes, please make sure that you are giving us likes and shares, especially if you know somebody who is having a party coming up. These are great ideas for summer parties, okay? Lots of hearts and likes for these things if you have summer parties coming up, because these are super easy decor ideas, okay? You can throw these ideas together really quick for your parties, okay? So share these with friends who are having summer parties. Pool parties, if you're having a pool party, decorate your pool noodles, right? So all you need is the knife, and you're going to cut right through the pool noodle. Like, look how cute that is. Where's the love on that, right? Let me see the hearts and likes on that. See how it is in the shape of a little flower, okay? So that's what that one looks like. Let's do a green one.
Terry and Ashley are both on.
Okay, thanks Terry and Ashley. Thanks for joining us. I believe that's Terry and Ashley from Ohio, right? All right, maybe? Okay, so we've cut them, right? So now we have these cute little green
Can you
circles.
paint it for a different color?
What's that?
Can you spray paint these?
Spray paint them. I'm not sure how they would take the spray paint, but I'll tell you what, I got these colors, all three of these colors, the orange, the blue, and the green, all at the dollar store together. So if you were going with that theme kind of color, you would be able to find all of those at the dollar store. And I know I've gotten the red at the dollar store before too, so you can look for those there. Okay, so to make our little tea light holders, what you're going to do is you're going to need to trace around the outside of your tea light holder. Now I actually suggest, or if you use...
Ireland is here.
Ireland. I love it when we have people international join us for these. I would suggest you actually use a lighter pen to do this, but for our live demonstration, I'm going to use a Sharpie just so you can see it easier. But if you use a pen, just like a ballpoint pen, it's not going to show up afterwards.
Just to remind everybody what you're making.
Yes, so we are using pool noodles to do lots of fun decor. We've made wreaths already, and now I'm making little tea light holders. And so we've already cut the noodle, super easy with a bread knife. And so now I've just traced around the outside there. And now I'm just gonna use my knife again, very carefully.
Oklahoma and Louisiana
are joining us. Don't forget also to be answering our giveaway question tonight, which is, what are you DIYing this summer? What projects do you have up your sleeve this summer? We want to hear what you're DIYing, so you can be entered to win the tote bag at the end of our live DIY tonight. So I am just following that circle, following that the line that I traced on there with my knife very carefully.
Color changing cup is what's going to be given away.
Okay. Oh, color changing cup tonight. I heard that those are really fun. That's the new gift. Okay, so if you have been joining us for a while on these lives, this color changing cup is a new prize. So you definitely want to answer the question. Okay, so pop, there it goes. My husband was like nervous for me. He didn't want me to cut my finger off, right? Okay, live on TV. So I have just cut out the center of that, right? And you can pop them right down inside. And I've got one here, and you can see on the ones that you light up, it floats. Look at that. It floats right in there. And if you're using if you don't want you don't want to light it up, then you can also use these
Erica
ones
says you're very talented.
Oh, thank you.
I've known that for 25 years.
Oh, thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. Okay, so if you don't want to use the ones that light up, you can also buy these at the dollar store as well. Okay, so these are the ones that have the battery in them. And so you can make several of these. And so see, you don't really want the black showing. So, and actually, when you cut these, I didn't do a very particular job. When you cut them, you actually want to make sure that you cut them the width of your tea light holder so that so it's not falling down inside of it. But I didn't do that when I made my first cut. So you get the idea here on these cute little tea light holders, right? We've got these cute little tea light holders. And
Mrs. Klutz is here. Hey,
Mrs. Klutz, thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you for joining us from across the city. We are doing some fun pool noodle projects this evening. So after you've cut these, then you think to yourself, well, what else can I do with these fun little shapes, right? So another thing you can do with your fun little shapes, super easy project to go along with if you're having a party, is...
Will the pool noodles float in the pool in the water?
I would assume so, right? Pool noodles in the water, and you can see here, I've got this little one floating just fine. So I would assume that it's gonna float just fine, right? So we've got this little tea light floating just fine. Obviously, I would not float the battery operated ones. I would not float those, but these ones that are actually lit, I think those would be great to use in the pool. So as you are cutting those, you will see that there are these fun shapes. And another thing you can do with them is make a little garland out of them, okay? So what you can do is get a piece of ribbon like this, okay? And I'm gonna try to rope it up over here on my cabinets, and I'm going to show you. So we've got our fun shapes, right? We've got our fun shapes, and it is like the hardest DIY you've ever seen in your life, people, okay? We are going to string them on a piece of ribbon, just like this. Put it right through the little hole. And this is one that I definitely like and as soon as I say it's hard, when I really mean it's easy, then I lose track of my ribbon. Okay, so this is the one that I really like the shaped ones for, because I think the shape really stands out on this garland, okay? So we're gonna make a little garland for it. If you wanna stand back over here, Andy, you're gonna be able to see it a little easier. Okay, so I am literally just gonna string these pieces of pool noodle on this fun ribbon, and then we're gonna hang it up, and we're just gonna string it up like this, okay? And we're just gonna string it up. Okay, so you get the picture here. Do you see? You get the picture? So we're just gonna, you would just string several pieces of these pool noodle. And so if you had several colors going on, you could alternate the color, and you see how you can see the fun shape. If you wanted to just use this curling ribbon, like you find for packages and things like that, then you could curl it at the end. You could have several colors going through to coordinate with the color that you have going on with your pool noodles. But as you can see, that is a super easy way to make a garland. Just hang it up wherever you have your party going on. If you've got your little tea lights going on underneath your garland, like how cute is that, that it's all coordinating together with your pool noodle, okay? So tonight so far, we have made wreaths with our pool noodles, right? So we have turned a pool noodle into a wreath form, just very simply using packing tape. Very easy to do, and then you can use all kinds of things on top of it.
Gina Disto won the prize tonight.
Oh, Gina Disto won the prize pack. Thank you so much, Gina. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us tonight, too. And then we also did some fun little things where we cut the pool noodle and we turned it into garland using the little shapes. And we also turned it into little tea light holders. Right, so we've put it into the shapes to use tea light holders, and I've got a bonus for you, okay? I've got a bonus for you before we leave our Home Talk Live. This bonus that I'm going to give you tonight has been pinned on Pinterest like thousands and thousands of times, and it's not a decor item, but for all you mamas out there who are looking for something for your kids to do in the yard, okay, this is what you can do. Get a really sharp pencil, and pretend this is the grass, okay? You're gonna poke the pencil into the grass, all right? You're gonna take your pool noodle, and instead of making a wreath with it, you're gonna make a circle. You're gonna make a ring toss, okay? So if you're looking for a project to do with your kids, you wanna get them out of the house, it's hot, and you want to get them outside and get them playing, we're going to make a ring toss game, okay? So you can turn this into a wreath when you're all done, but let's play with the kids first, okay? So this is great for if you've got a carnival coming up for 4th of July or something like that, a neighborhood carnival. Look at that. There's your ring, okay? Here's your grass, and you're going to cut your pool noodle in half. And here is your, all right, ring toss. All right, come on, babe. Yay, ring toss, right? Okay, so many fun things to do with pool noodles that don't include swimming in the swimming pool, right? We've got decor items and fun games that you can do. My name, again, is Mary Hoover. I am a blogger on the website Mission to Save, missiontosave.com. I love coming on Home Talk and doing these live DIYs with you all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please don't forget, you can still share this video with your friends. You can still like it as you're watching it. And also, we have another Hometalk Live on Sunday night at 7 p.m. So be sure you come back to see what other fun DIYs we have in store for you. So thank you all for joining us. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday night. And we'll see you all on the next Hometalk Live. All right, good night.